Welcome to Commander's Comments. I'm your producer for the evening, Harrison F. Daws, and of course, I'm joined by the world famous, or one of the world famous Kennedy twins, our Commander-in-Chief Walter D. Donnie Kennedy.
Harrison, it's good to see you again, and thank you so much. And I'm going to reintroduce you. Not only are you the director of the program, but you're also Deputy Chief of Heritage Promotion for the Sons of Confederate Veterans, and we appreciate everything you do. And we're going to tap you for some more videos coming up pretty soon here because Thanksgiving's coming in. We need a good Thanksgiving video to get on our social media. So we'll talk about that at another time. Tonight, also, ladies and gentlemen, we have the pleasure of having the Chief of Heritage Operation all the way down from South Carolina, the one and only Paul Graham. Paul, good to see you again, sir. Thank you, sir. We have Past Commander-in-Chief Jason Boshers with us. Jason, it's good to see you again. And then, of course, we have the distinguished other twin that's not quite as pretty as me, but he'll do, James R. Ron Kennedy, the chairman of the 21st Century Confederate Heroes and past Chief of Heritage Operation. Ron, thank you for showing up also. All right, gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be with you. I hope y'all all are having a good week. It's been a busy week for the SCV. We got a lot of things going on. And we're going to discuss some of them tonight and just kind of give you an overview of what's going on in the SCV and what's coming up also. Now, before we get started, I want to mention our chaplain-in-chief, Father Tom Hyder. He will not be at our GEC meeting this Saturday because for some reason he just wimped out on us. Just because he had an emergency appendectomy, he wants to wimp out on us. But y'all please remember Father Hyder in your prayers, and we just appreciate him so much for all that he does and his staunch defense of the South and Western Christian civilization. He is a man that I truly admire and respect. So keep him in your prayers. I think today he'll be maybe 2 days post-op, but in email I got, he said there's just no way this old man can make it drive all the way in. And I don't blame him. If you've ever had an appendectomy, even nowadays, doing it laparoscopically, it's still very sore for about, at least 2 or 3 weeks. So I did want to make that announcement right quick. Now, first thing I want to do, we've got 2 things coming up that I do want to mention. As I said, this Saturday, October the 4th, we will have our General Executive Council meeting at headquarters. As always, members are welcome. The space is limited, obviously, so all 25,000 can't show up and be in the library. But it would be nice to have that as a problem. But we will, as seats are available, you are more than welcome. The only time that you cannot be in there is if and when we go into executive session, in which we're usually talking about disciplinary or other type of issues that very personal that we don't want out in the general public until everything is ratified and taken care of. So those 2, that is, and I understand, and I'm going to get ahead of myself. I do understand that we've got a car show this weekend. Commander Boshers, would you just kind of fill us in a little bit about this car show, please, sir?
Commander, your mic is muted still.
Yes, I needed to unmute myself. I want to thank you, Commander Kennedy, for allowing me to say a few words about this. Thank you, Moose, for popping up the flyer for the event. This was the one that we had scheduled at the same time as our pilgrimage and homecoming. And if you were there that day, you know that it was raining sideways for part of the day. So we had to cancel it. We postponed it. And, last year we did a car show. That was our first one, and we called it the Rebel Rouser. And, the cruise in that General Headquarters host, Adam calls that the Rebel Rouser. The Sam Watkins Camp 29 that I'm a member of, they decided that they would host a car show there to get attendance to come in. So, last year we had one, had a pretty good turnout. And we're doing it again this year. I want to thank the Adam Southern, the executive director, and our commander-in-chief, Mr. Walter D. Donnie Kennedy, for allowing us to have this there. The point of something like this is, why do you have a car show there? Well, it's to get people there on the property. I mean, that's step number one. The one thing that we have found out is people will come to that property and there are no problems. There's no issues. The battle flag flies there on the turnaround there at the museum. Nobody has a problem with it. People buy tickets and go inside the museum. People visit the gift shop. People see that we are exactly what we are. We're Southern people. We're nothing like what they portrayed us to be. But we're hoping for a good turnout because we've been spreading the gospel around about this now for several months. We did get confirmation that hot dog vendor is going to be there and Marco Pizza is going to be there. So you'll be able to come there, eat lunch. You'll be able to do the grounds on the museum, on grounds at Elm Springs. You'll be able to go inside the museum. It should be a good turnout. And last year, our commander-in-chief gave away a commander-in-chief's choice, and we're doing that again this year. So that's it. So our commander-in-chief is going to go pick his car that he wants to give his award to. Last year, he gave it to a Tri-Power. He gave it to a 1955 red Chevy, two-door post, beautiful car. And Commander, do you want to say something about that?
All I want to say is that rumor about it being a cute little blonde in a bikini, and that's why they got it. That is strictly a rumor, and my wife will testify. I didn't look at anything like that, but I just looked at automobiles. But they are some very, very nice people. Anybody that's dealt with automobiles, growing up in my generation, Ron and I grew up, and maybe even Paul, we all had wrenches in our hands. And yes. I've got a friend right now, not far from here. You could blindfold that guy back then. He'd give him a couple of tools and he could strip down a flathead V8 Ford and put it back together. And that's how we learned on vehicles back then. So seeing these older vehicles and somebody was taking care of it, it's all part of our heritage, because we Southerners love automobile. We love horses. We love horse races. We love car races. Our ancestors loved horses, and they loved chariots and chariot races. So this is in our blood, and this is part of our heritage. And like Commander Boshers said, it brings people onto our campus that may not, they might not really want to be on there. They don't have any animus about it, but they just have no real reason to be on there. But once they get there, they're amazed at what they see. So that is very important, and we need to continue these type of events. We've had musical events there, and there's more things like that we can do, that we can attract people, especially homeschoolers and private school and even public school, if they're interested coming out there, maybe in the springtime, having a picnic out there. So these are the things we can do to encourage people to come to our property. Not only does it help the museum, but the museum helps the sons of Confederate veterans. And I think Ron and I have been preaching that ever since the get-go. Have we not, Ron?
That's right. That museum is not there to show off another set of cannonballs. It's there to help us put out the message about why our ancestors fought the war for Southern independence, and to honor their heritage and to show people that they have a right to be proud of their heritage and display the flags and symbols and sing the songs of our wonderful homeland, Dixie.
Absolutely. And they go through that museum, they will have a different view of that war and what it was all about. And there's little things there, big things and little things that they learn. So I am very, very proud to be able to help promote that museum. But always remember, when we promote the museum, we're promoting the Sons of Confederate Veterans. We're promoting the cause that this organization was established to defend. And I'm not an organization man. I'm not here to build the organization. I'm here to promote the cause of the South in the proper manner, and that will lead to membership. That's how you get membership. And you can't go out there and just cold sell some product that nobody's interested in. But as long as you have people interested in our history and our heritage, and they have a strong understanding of our history and our heritage, that's how we win this fight. And it's not only the museum. Paul, Shotwell, how many books have y'all pro-South books do you think Shotwell has put out recently? I would say in the last year or so. Got to unmute his mic.
No, well, we've been doing on average 10 to 12 books a year, and I lost count at 100.
How about that? And books, I know right now, you say, well, everybody don't read. No, everybody doesn't read. Everybody doesn't listen to talk radio. Everybody doesn't listen to Fox News. And on down. But we've got to hit all of these areas. And Paul Shotwell, Frank Pyle with Scoping On Press, and there are other good little presses out there that keep putting out information. And this information, once we get it out, it helps to promote the cause. Now, I say all that because I'm leading up to something, folks. I'm leading up to something. This past week, I got a note from Adam Southern, our executive director, said, you might need to take a look at this. There's a new book out by Bill O'Reilly. Now, y'all are familiar with Bill O'Reilly, Killing Lincoln fame. He's a neocon, and his book is entitled Confronting Evil, the Worst of the Worst. He has a list of men such as Adolf Hitler, Pol Pot, Mao Zedong, Joseph Stalin. All these are evil men. He has every evil man a chapter talking about these evil men. In chapter 5, he has a chapter about the evil, racist, murdering Nathan Bedford Forrest. Yes. And in chapter 5, he talks about Forrest being the leader of the Klan, being a terrorist and terrorizing innocent black civilians, and how he was basically a bigot that hated black people. He also focused heavily on the so-called massacre at Fort Pillow. So this is all in his book that he's talking about the evil Nathan Bedford Forrest. Now remember, folks, Bill O'Reilly is being interviewed on numerous cable talk shows. Sean Hannity has him on there ad nauseum on his program ad nauseum. I assure you he'll be on there talking about this book. Even if he doesn't mention Forrest, other innocent, people not knowing what's in there will buy the book and they'll read this trash about our hero, Nathan Bedford Forrest. So listen to this. In the summation of the chapter 5, O'Reilly says there are 29 public monuments to Forrest today. Those monuments represents not only the acceptance of evil, but the celebration of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's what O'Reilly is saying about Nathan Bedford Forrest. On the back cover of his book, he has photographs and has Nathan Bedford Forrest in his Confederate uniform right next to Joseph Stalin. Now, should the SCV do something about that? Ron, what do you think?
Well, only if we want to win this struggle. And when you've got people who are so-called conservatives, who talk like this, they influence people, then we won't win. We've got to make a response. We've got to do it more than just talking in a bubble. We can't just, I can't send an email to Moose and complain about this and think I've done something. We've got to make a dedicated effort. We've got to use some of the funds we've freed up to get this message out, to get the truth out. And I loved Sandy Mitchum's comment there. He said, I read chapter 5 and must congratulate Mr. O'Reilly. He didn't get a single major factor right. Good going, Sandy. We've got to do something, and we've got to do an outstanding job to defend our heritage, because it's not just an attack on Nathan Bedford Forrest, it's an attack on the Confederacy. Because, Bill O'Reilly hates the Confederacy. He has no use for the Confederacy because he's a neocon. He believes in a strong Abraham Lincoln central government that can control society. He is not a true constitutional conservative. But we don't need to attack Bill O'Reilly, but we do need to make a national effort to tell the truth about Nathan Bedford Forrest and the fact that Bill O'Reilly is writing from ignorance, not knowledge. And we've got the facts, and we can show the facts, and we've got people that can do it.
Good. I'm glad you mentioned that. That's a nice little segue for me. And thank you, Dr. Mitchum, for tuning in there, because I've already made plans with Dr. Sandy Mitchum and also with Mr. Ray Shores in Florida, Mississippi. He has a studio there, a great studio there, fully equipped, and with Ron Kennedy. And we're going to do the SCV. We're going to produce, and this is going to be done as of now, on October the 13th. We got to get all our ducks in a row. You got 4 people that got to get their schedule lined up. I wish we could do it next Monday, but unfortunately we've got scheduling problems. But we are going to produce a 1-hour conversation with Dr. Sandy Mitchum. Now, Dr. Mitchum is a noted historian. He has written probably, I'm going to say 20 or 30 books on the South, on the Confederacy. He's written 40 to 50 books on World War II. He is a noted authority. He is not some Jake leg that just thinks he can write a book and really, y'all know as well as I do, Bill O'Reilly more than likely did not write this book. He has a ghostwriter that he gives an outline, say, here, go write me this book. And but anyway, Bill O'Reilly is not a historian. Sandy Mitchum is. And we're going to interview Sandy. We're going to question each of the points that Mr. O'Reilly makes, and we're going to demolish it. And so we're going to do that. And then, listen, an hour-long video, we can get it posted on Rumble. We can get it posted on YouTube. It won't do us any good just to make that video and post it. We're going to do about 3 or 4 shorts, about 1-minute little snippets of that interview, and encourage people to go to either Rumble, whichever one we decide, go Rumble or YouTube, and see the entire video. Now, this is where our Chief of Heritage Operation, Paul Graham, really is going to shine, because he and his keyboard guerrillas are going to get out there and get that information and start getting it to every corner on the internet and making sure people know that this is out there. And Paul, I'm going to let you talk, if you don't mind. In a few minutes, we're going to go through something about your Confederate guerrillas, because that's going to be a big assistance to this. We've got to get this information out to the general public so that the general public will understand that Bill O'Reilly does not know what he's talking about when he's dealing with Nathan Bedford Forrest. And we must do that. So that is going to, and thank you, Ray Shores in Florida, Mississippi, for offering your studio for this. Ray has a first-class studio there, and we can do this video. And as soon as we get the video completed, we get it posted. Ron, you have, I'll ask Jason first. Do you know if we have a Rumble account? I think we have SCV has a YouTube account. Harrison, y'all have a YouTube account, do you not?
Yes, sir. YouTube is one of the biggest platforms out there, and I can confirm the SCV does have one.
They do?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good. Then we'll have it posted on both of those places. And Ron and I have a Rumble account. We'll post it there also, because a lot of people don't like YouTube because they're so left of center. They'll go to Rumble. So we'll post it there. But it's going to be every member, SCV members. It's going to be your obligation to make sure that these shorts are put on your social media and that we talk it up and make sure people understand what's out there and why they should listen to this. And like I said, we'll let Paul talk to this issue a little bit here in a minute, but we are definitely going to do that. There are many ways that we can attack this. And I don't know, I'm going to just throw this out. Every time I go to, say, Vicksburg, Mississippi, I can sit there and fill up my car with gas, and I look on my phone and I get this notification about some business in Vicksburg that I need to check it out. I would like to see us to be able to do that on like in Franklin and in Nashville and other areas. Even go, say, in Vicksburg, Mississippi, all your so-called Civil War battlefields, we should be able, people who are going to those battlefields, they're already interested in the war and more than likely interested in the Southern perspective of the war, to have a video or an announcement pop up, say, the National Confederate Museum in Columbia, Tennessee, 45 miles south of Nashville, has the Southern view of the war, or something of that nature, a different view or a positive view, something of that nature to pop up. Come visit us and throw out a URL that they can check on. We need to learn how to do that. I don't know how to do that. You can look at my old gray head and you know that I don't know a heck of a lot about stuff like that, but I know we need it. And I think our media committee is working on that. And I think I'm hoping that Paul can help us also some on that. So that is something that we need to do in the future. Now, I tell you, that Jason Boshers, Ron, he just takes up all our time.
He does. He talks out too much, Donald.
All right. Let's see. Another thing I want to talk about right quick is our I-65 billboard. One of the things that we are doing is trying to get more people to walk through our museum. And we have yes, Ron?
Did you say I-55 or I-95?
I-65, didn't I? What?
Oh, okay. All right.
I said I-55.
I misheard you.
But I-65. Right around Franklin, there's a billboard, and Moose, if you can find that, throw it up. That ain't the one, son. Nope. That's the permanent one. We have an electronic one that Adam was supposed to send you. I'm gonna fuss at Adam if he didn't send it to you. He probably
that's the one I got.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's an electronic. That is not the electronic billboard. Put it back up because it's very similar to that one. It's very similar to that one, but it's an electronic billboard, and it talks about the National Confederate Museum. So that's the one. It's on for like, I don't know, 8 to 10 seconds. I forget. Then it rotates off. So we're attempting to let people know who we are, where this museum is, because we want people that don't know about us to start learning about us. And by visiting this museum, visiting that website, they'll learn about the SCV and hopefully increase the foot traffic going into the museum. So that is one of the things that's going now. This is a trial run. It's only going to run for a month. And one thing, because electronic billboards are about 4 times as expensive as the permanent billboard, like what was showing there. We're in the process of trying to find in and around the Nashville area a permanent billboard that we can have up 24/7 for at least 6 months, if not 12 months. Now, I want to give a shout out to our Lieutenant Commander, Tony Griffin, because he is helping us finance through his retention. What is it? Promotion and retention or whatever deal with his Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief's effort. We will be putting that billboard up, and he is helping to pay for it. The SEB, through our savings of money from the when we got rid of our debt to the bank, we're paying for that. But what we really want is a permanent fixed billboard somewhere in and around the Nashville area, and we're looking to go that route real soon. Now, here's a couple other things that I want to remind y'all that we need to do. Watch.
Remind them why Nashville, why it's important.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it is a good. Why in Nashville? Well, for number one, there's a lot of tourist traffic going through Nashville. Not a lot of tourist traffic goes through Birmingham, Alabama. People on the interstate, yes, I know they're traveling, but tourists really go to Nashville because of the Grand Ole Opry and the history and all that's involved there. So what we want is to have a billboard that when these tourists from, let's say from Texas or from Oregon or from New Jersey, when they're driving through, they'll see that billboard. They're not there to see the National Confederate Museum, but it might tweak their interest. And they say, well, that's only down the road here a little ways. Let's go see what that's all about. Then we've also got a lot of conservative talking heads that have a domicile now in the Nashville area. People who do podcasts, people who do all type of interviews and radio and TV programs. I think the Buck and what's that name? Buck and somebody.
Sexton.
Yeah, Buck Sexton and don't forget his who?
Travis something, I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, interesting. I listen to them about every other day on the radio here. They've got a nationally syndicated radio show, and one of them's quite often interviewed on Fox News. So I want people like that to see that sign and to know, hey, there's an organization out there that we didn't even know about. So that every time that something comes up about Southern issues, they'll want to contact us, so that we can get people the information that they should get. Now, also keep your heads in your eyes open and look for I think it'd be the November-December issue of the Confederate Veteran. It'll be coming out in about another 3 weeks or so, I believe. And in that issue, you're going to have 3 postcards. You remember the little insert cards that we used to have in the Confederate Veteran? We've got 3 of those in there. It's already addressed. It's got a little statement on there. And all you have to do is sign it. And, if you don't want to sign your name, sign Paul Graham, Yeah, put a name on that. But put a stamp on it and drop it in the mail. Now, 2 of those postcards are going to Sean Hannity in care of Fox News in New York, and the other one is going to, I believe, Jesse Waters at Fox News. The third one is going to, I forget the gentleman's name, Greg something. I forget on Newsmax. I watch him quite a bit, but I can't remember his name at Newsmax. So these people will get a short message, and I'm sorry didn't have time to download it. The messages say something like, you have often made statements about the South that the members of the Sons of Confederate Veterans don't fully agree. Why not give us a chance to give our side of Southern history a voice and challenge them to listen to our side and to invite one of our representatives on their program to give our side of the story when we're talking about Southern history issues. And this is very timely because with Bill O'Reilly's attack on General Forrest, we should be able to get some invites and get some of our spokesmen on some of these programs. Now, again, just like anything else we do, I think right now we have probably 30 to 32,000 Confederate veterans will be going out every other month. That means that there will be 32,000 times 3 postcards. Now, I think that's about 96,000 postcards, if I'm correct. Now, that means if everybody that got a Confederate veteran would stamp that, sign it, and mail it in, Fox News and Newsmax will be flooded with messages. And the good thing is they're going to be getting these messages from California, from Washington, from Oregon, from Michigan, from New Jersey. I mean, yes, the bulk will come from the South, but they're going to be getting it nationwide. And hopefully some of our international people will send. It would be great to get some postcards from Brazil. Say, hey, folks, give our side of the story a chance. Now, I don't know about you, but I know Ron and I, and Jason, you may have heard this too. Paul, if you haven't heard it, you will hear. And as with Paul, if your background with the media, you probably have heard it before. People walk up to you and say, Paul, how come you don't go to Fox News and give our side of the story? Has anybody ever said that to you?
Yes.
Yeah. I have members asking, oh, you ought to go to Fox News. Tell Fox News to write our side of the story. I always turn around and ask, I said, I can't pick up the phone and call Fox News. But, if you and every other member of the SCV would get on the phone, text them, email them, and complain, you know what? After a while, they would invite me. They invite somebody in the Sons of Confederate Veterans to give our side of the story, give another side of the story. This is what these inserts will do. Folks,
that's good.
Send those inserts in. Don't let them sit in your magazine. This is how, and for heaven's sakes, don't complain to anybody in the SCV and the GEC or any of your division commanders and brigade commander and camp commander. Don't complain to them that you people aren't fighting the fight for our cause. You people, what have you people done lately to defend our monuments and our heritage? Well, the question is, what have you done? We're going to make it real easy for you to help and get this thing going by simply putting a stamp on that postcard. You can sign your name or just put an X on it and send it in. And that will help. I know it's silly. It sounds silly, but just think if you were the secretary at Fox News and all of a sudden you started getting 15 to 30,000 postcards, and it's from people who are saying you people aren't being fair. And I think on the postcard to Fox News, I challenged them to really be fair and balanced. That's their mantra, that they are fair and balanced. So keep your eyes open, keep your head on your shoulders, folks, and keep your eyes open. And let's see what we get. Ron, what you got?
Nothing. I just see in the comments, Todd from California, he's got the right idea. He said, send all the cards to me in California. I'll send them all out. Way to go.
Thank you, man. That's great.
96,000, but
Todd's man.
All right. Let's see. We are at 7:35. Harrison, do we need to take a Pop-Tart break right here and do a little advertising?
Yes, sir. Just a quick one. And, of course, tonight's commercial break is sponsored by scvchat.com. If you want an easy way to find the episodes, like Commander's Comments, also watch the most recent episode, please check out scvchat.com. You also get to see our store, exclusive content, and so much more, like our special videos of the month. And, of course, please check us out on Patreon, where you can help us reclaim the narrative 1 week at a time. We are currently producing another short video and hoping to produce a lot more in the future. With y'all's support, we can make a lot of the stuff that we've talked about tonight a reality on our end. So check us out. For $2.50 a month, you can feed a moose. That's general support. For $10 a month, you get your name at the end of the credits of every SCV chat produced content, and of course some cool behind the scene features. For $30 a month, you can get our merch tier and get exclusive merchandise. And for $80 a month, you can sponsor the show, like Dr. Chris Cummins. Have you fallen off a fence while you've been working at a farm recently? Well, give Dr. Chris Cummins a call. He'll make that knee pain go away. If you're in the Oxford region and you've forgotten to eat your apple, please give Dr. Chris Cummins a call, a doctor that treats you with Southern hospitality. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
There is a place nestled in the rolling farmland of southern Middle Tennessee. A home constructed in 1837, nearly lost to the ravages of war. Saved by a servant and a Confederate general. A place where families loved and lost. If walls could talk, what stories could be told? If a place, a home, can feel love, loss, pain, surely this is one of those places. Nearby is a more recent structure, and inside are the stories of heroes and heroines, stories of battles won and lost, stories of sacrifices made by the people of its native soil. A place that will tell the true and complete story of the Southland and the war fought for its freedom. From the causes that led to the conflict to the modern-day struggles to protect Southern history. Historic Elm Springs and the Confederate Museum at Elm Springs are the general headquarters for the Sons of Confederate Veterans. A place where the story of the Southland and its historic struggle is preserved and told. Come and discover your history.
Very good. Thank you, Harrison. That is great. Now, folks, I have been this week and last week, I've been dealing with a young lady, I think she's in San Antonio, Texas, with a media group that does local cable TV advertising. That's like, you could be, let's just say you're in Columbia, Tennessee. You live there, and all of a sudden you got Fox News on. They go to break, and all of a sudden you get a 30-second advertisement for Jim Jones's car wash, whatever. Mr. Chin's laundry. I don't know, but you'll get those. You wonder, well, how did that get on national TV? Well, it's not national. It's on a national cable service on a local area. So I've been dealing with her, and we're going to see if it's possible that we can do some 30-second ads for our museum, very similar to what you saw there. So we got to cut a 30-second. We talking about a minute. Now we're having to go to a 30-second. She said they do 15 and 30-second ads, and I'd like to do a 30-second ad, but again, it's going to depend on how much it costs. But what we can do is run those in various locales during the year. I'd love to do one in every town and every community, but right now, until Ron gets his 21st century Confederate heroes going and pays off the rest of our debt, we're just going to do a little at a time. But a good thing is, let's just say you're in Cullman, Alabama, and there's some people there that wants to get rid of a monument there. Well, that'd be a good place for us to run this ad. Let people know about the museum and how proud we are to be Southern. It's not a direct attack on what they're doing, but it sets the mind straight, and it lets people, especially the elected people in the community, understand, hey, there's a big organization out there. Well, I saw Fox News on, or Newsmax was on the other night, and I saw them advertise their museum right up the road from here. That's how you build political clout, and that's how you can preempt or hopefully prevent, but if not prevent, you can have a better standing in court when you go to fight these issues. So that's something I'm dealing with. I've been working with for the last two. Ron, do you have something there?
Well, I want to go back to the cards because I've got some great stuff going on in the comment section. I just wanted to mention the fact that I see where Linda Hudson said she's ordering postcard stamps for the camp. So when she gets home, everybody in the camp will have the stamps ready to go. I see Rick, somebody, Pickett, he said, I told my camp that if they didn't want to send them, then bring them in to me and I'll send them himself. So that's a great thing. Camp members, if your camp members don't want to do it themselves, and I see Roy Hudson said it's a good idea, he's going to do the same. So, this is a really great opportunity for us as a group, even though spread out all across the Confederation, to work together for a pointed, focus that effort on one point, Newsmax and Fox News.
All right, that's great. Let's see, I have something here. Also, Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief Tony Griffin, he was supposed to be on the program, and since he couldn't be on here, I had to sub Ron Kennedy trying to fill in for Tony Griffin.
Oh, no, I can't do that.
Tony would have been here, but he is on the road headed to headquarters. He said it's a fur piece from his end of Virginia all the way to Columbia, Tennessee. And I agree, it is. So Tony said that he would love to be here, but he can't. But he did send me some information, and I want to pass that information along to you because it's very important. It's dealing with billboards. Y'all will remember last April we had our billboard campaign. We had I forget now, 25, 30 billboards across the Confederacy, including California, the great Confederate state of California. And we're going to do a similar project this year also. And it's time to start thinking about this. Tony says that the same committee members that he worked with last year to get this billboard campaign going, he'll be working with. Also, the same lady at Lamar that I believe the Louisiana folks got lined up for us. But he's going to be working with them. And he said that with his retention and promotion or recruitment and retention campaign, he will offer from the Lieutenant Commander's Fund $500 for each division to go toward their first billboard. Now, that means just about every division in the Confederation should be able to afford a billboard in April. And most of you can do more than one. I think last year, Louisiana did 6 or 7. And I think Virginia, I hate to say 9. Was it 9? Or Jason, do you remember? It was up there. So you don't have to do 9, 10. You can do 15 if you want to. But the thing about it is at least one. And once you get that one up, start thinking about putting another one up. Put another one up. Also, we will be producing yard signs. But you got the little metal wire you stick in the ground. You got a yard sign there. These yard signs are great to go in the individuals in your yard, your Confederate history. Yes, sir. Paul, do you have something to say?
No.
Okay, I heard something. I'm sorry. And must have been my dog barking. Sorry, Paul. But anyway,
similar sound,
But anyway, those yard signs can also be put at various intersections in your community. Now you say, well, I put it there. It won't last but a day or two. Well, that's right. It probably won't. It might not last but one day. But you know what? A lot of people will see it. I put one up at the crossroad of LA 15 and LA 552 here in Union Parish. It's a heavily traveled area. And I put it up, let's see, I didn't put it up in April. I didn't know there was an extra one that I had when I found it about 4 months ago or 3 months ago. I said, well, I'm not going to let it go to waste. So I went and stuck it out at the intersection thinking, well, surely it'll be gone tomorrow or the next day. I drove to West Monroe just a few hours ago, and that sign is still there. As a matter of fact, they've had to cut the grass at least 6 times. What do? They'll pick it up, cut the grass, and put it back down. Now, folks, that's telling me some people respect what that sign says. So Don't tell me, oh, I don't want to put that sign out because it only lasts a day. Well, even if it lasts a day, it's better sitting out there for one day than not being out at all. So we're hoping to get every division to buy at least 200 of the 150 to 200 of these signs. And what Tony and I have come up with is we'll give this division all the information they need to go to their local printer and get it printed up. Last year, we had them all printed up at headquarters. And by the time you add the shipping, the shipping cost as much as a sign. So the best thing to do is have the division buy these locally, print them up locally, and distribute it to your division. And I'm challenging every division. 150 to 200 of these signs need to go out in April. So and Tony, this is all part of Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief Tony Griffin's project. And he said again that he was sorry that he could not make it here tonight, but as I said, he is on the road. Now, before I get too far and lose all our time here, I'm going to ask Jason if you'll give us a quick report on the Forrest Plaza and also mention the Davis Monument just quickly, if you would.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Commander. Moose, do you mind pulling up option number 1? We're at the point now that we're doing a site plan. Now, this the Forrest Last Ride Committee, they were the first ones. You know, we just saw this a few days ago. We passed it out among the committee. This has not been voted on in the committee or talked about. We've just emailed each other back and forth, kind of getting some ideas. Because if you'll do this, now if you'll notice where the museum is, and you'll notice there's a walkway going, and that's going to be leaving from in front of the Robert E. Lee statue. Option number 1 is doing an almost direct path out, and then it breaks off, has a walkway that goes to the what I call the yellow brick road, which is the walkway to go up to Elm Springs. Then you see another piece break off to it that's going to go to the forest site, the burial site. There was a flagpole, and this is everything that the Forrest Last Ride Committee and the GEC is going to be talking about. The Forrest Last Ride Committee, we're going to meet Thursday of next week and work through this and make a recommendation. As you know, there is a flagpole that is in front of Elm Springs. There has been some talk since we opened up the museum, and there has been earnest work being done to make Elm Springs an 1840s home, was to take the flagpole out in front of it. And there was talk about using that at the forest site, at the forestry interment site. Then, because you know there was a flagpole that came from Memphis. And I said all of that to give y'all plenty of time to look at this, because you see how it kind of breaks off. It doesn't break off. It's just kind of a straight line, goes out to that area. You see the big circle out there. That's a 70-foot area from where the flagpole would be to the forest site. So if anything happened, and the flagpole was damaged or something, it couldn't get into the forest burial site and the entire Forest Plaza. Will you show option number 2? Okay. Now, as you notice, this is quite a bit different. You will notice that instead of going out and going between the 2 elm trees, this goes up, turns at the museum, and takes a more direct path going to the forest burial site. Because right now we're working through all the ADA compliance. The walkway is going to has to be a certain pitch, certain angle, and from the direction that you'll be walking, you'll be coming up toward the back of the plaza. So you'll be looking at the back of King Philip and the back of Nathan Bedford Forest, and the ADA entrance is going to be on the right. Okay. Now there was talk about if we Might move that to the left because of the walkway going to the house. But if you'll notice, this gets more of the attention away from the house, and it looks more like an 1840s home. And this one is also a little bit shorter in distance. So it's going to save a little bit of materials. But the Forrest Last Ride Committee, now I'll go ahead and tell you, because this is two of the great-great-grandsons of Nathan Bedford Forrest are on this committee. And I want to talk with them to make sure that we're doing everything that they are wanting done in the manner in which it needs to be done. If you were at the site originally in Memphis, you know that the flagpole was right behind the equestrian plaza. And that's exactly the way it is here. So it's putting it directly behind it. But we're going to talk that out to see which one is that. Then we'll be making a recommendation to the General Executive Council. And the General Executive Council they're going to have this option 1 and option 2 Saturday at the GEC meeting. But the Forrest Last Ride Committee, we tried to get together. Too many people are out of pocket. It's making this decision is not urgent at this moment because they still have not finalized the architectural drawings for the plaza. They're getting close. But this is to get the site plan, because this site plan is going to be included in the bid. Okay, so, but they haven't finished the architectural because, we've talked about them having to reverse engineer it. They're close. Talking to the architect, they're close. And talking with him, how soon do we need to make a deal? Make a decision on this with the General Executive Council. He said it's still going to be a little bit before they have the architectural drawings for the plaza ready. Then this is just dealing with the site plan. Do y'all have any questions to ask about anything like that? I tried to make it as brief as I could. My apologies for going long, Commander Kennedy.
You want to say something about the Jefferson Davis Monument, or do you want to just wait until after GEC?
Commander, I'll do what you want me to. I can do it in 5 minutes.
Do it in 2 minutes.
Yes, sir. Moose, if you don't mind, could you pull up the pictures that I sent you that showed the benches? We had 3 more benches show up. Now, where I'm standing right here, if you know where Miss Shirley is, where her bench was, Miss Shirley's bench has been moved farther out. This the sunken spot you see right here, it's not a reflecting pool, even though it puddled up with rain when it rained. This is where the bricks and pavers are going to be. Now, Adam and I were out here. We were fooling with this. Now, will you turn, and that's looking from the Jeff Davis statue out toward the fire pit. Now, will you flip it around and show the one from the fire pit back? Okay, you can see where the Jeff Davis statue is. We went walking up to the Jeff Davis statue from this angle. In the lower right corner of the stone, as it is sitting on the concrete sidewalk, a small piece had fractured off. A sliver of it had cracked off. Adam and I both got to looking at it, and we started taking a look at the Jeff Davis statue. And that centerpiece, because if you remember, that was just a sidewalk, and it had an empty hole like what you see here, because that's where we're going to have either, right now it's going to be a fire pit, but there's somebody that's been talking to us about putting a fountain in there. So we might end up having somebody donating us a fountain. But in the meantime, that was just a circle right there because a monument was going to go there. So when they put Jefferson Davis there, they filled it in. We don't know how far they dug down. I was not part of that. I got a call one day from Adam, and he said they're here getting ready to pour concrete. So I get up there, Adam and I talk, and they're already pouring concrete. What has happened is that center piece right there has started to sink. It is already down, I'm going to say three 3/8 of an inch to maybe 1/4 of an inch is what it has dropped down. So, and when you're facing Jeff, if you are facing President Davis, he looks like he is leaning to the left. And you can see where all of those different layers have been put together. They're starting to come apart. We dedicated this when we opened the museum. We opened the museum October 3rd of 2020 when Larry McClooney was Commander-in-Chief. And we opened the museum then, and this is already starting 5 years into it, and we're going to have to do some repair work on here. This is what we don't want to happen with the equestrian statue. So when everybody says, why are you taking so long to get this done? It is because we are over engineering everything. To me, this was, and I don't know how it all happened. I just got a call and say, hey, they're here pouring concrete. We get there and they're already pouring. I don't know how much rock had been put in. I don't know how much rebar had been put in. I don't know how deep the foundation goes. All I know is talking to the architect, the sidewalk itself, pieces, the four corners are resting on the sidewalk. And that sidewalk is not structural enough to hold the piece itself.
But the long and short, it is easily repairable now. If we wait, it's going to be a big problem. So we're going to go ahead, and that is folded over into the bid for the. So don't anybody worry about, hey, I got to come up with a bunch. No, we got everything taken care of. I just want everybody to know what was going on. Listen, right? I want Paul Graham to tell us a little bit about two things. Paul, if you don't mind, just quickly hit on the SD Lee. Tell us a little bit about that, when, where, how, that sort of thing. And then tell us about your keyboard gorillas. That is, like I say, when you came up with that is a brilliant concept, and it's going to really help us in getting our information out. So if you don't mind, the ball game's yours right now. And listen, I'm going to give you 2 minutes just like I gave the Commander.
Well, I'm not going to get anything on here with all these guys. I'm not going to get anything at all. But we do have the Stephen D. Lee Institute. It will be on February the 28th. It's going to be at the DoubleTree Hilton in Raleigh-Durham Airport in Durham, North Carolina. Big speakers are lined up. Thomas De Lorenzo, who has almost single-handedly changed the debate on Lincoln in the last 20 years, will be there. He's the president of the Mises Institute, who's retired from Iowa University. Very well known, very well respected. Dr. Jeffrey Adicott, who has spoken at some things before. He's got more credentials than I can list. And he will be talking on trampling on the Declaration. Now, Dr. Wajiro Njoya will be speaking. She's also the Mises Institute. She's a Rhodes Scholar from the University of Cambridge, UK. And she will be talking about Marxism, Cultural Revolution in the South. She's very good. If you've ever been on X and looked her up, she's almost single-handedly battling every Yankee that can come in her way. And we're grateful for her. And then there's twins that are talking. Kennedy, I believe is his name. They'll be doing that. Okay, so put that on your calendar. It's important. It's important that we gather together and learn so that we can go back out into the world. Now, I propose in the last article that I wrote for the Confederate Veteran, the little editorials that I do, which I hope you read, I put a lot of thought into them. I asked for 1,000 volunteers for the keyboard gorillas. And I've been trying to post a link up here in the chat box, but it's not letting me. So I'm going to give you the URL right now. Actually, just go to scv.org, click on Confederate Legion. If you scroll down, you will see Join Keyboard Gorillas. Now, all I'm asking is 0.04% of our membership, 0.04, not even a full percent, 0.04 people to sign up. It's very easy. Put your email address, put whatever you want to call yourself on there. I don't care if you put your real name or your uncle's name or you make one up. Put it on there. Check the box so that you can get so that it shows that you want to receive information from us. If we do not get this together to get this information out, it will not get out. And I mean, we need to spread this thing far and wide. And the only way I know how to do it is to get at least 1,000 people. We should have more than 1,000 people who are willing to post on their social media, but you don't have to post to your social media. If you have, a camp list of your people, get it on there and tell them to get it out there. If you can't sign up, or if you want to have your whole camp sign up, send me the emails. I'll sign them all up. I got today 21, and that's a shame. That's a shame. Now the next article that's coming out will focus more on this. We have got to have a means of getting information out there, and I was surprised when I read the comments of the commander when he sent it out about what we'd be talking about, because I had no idea that Bill Rowley was going to pull such a stunt. And this is a serious stunt because people buy his books.
Yeah.
They buy them. All these crazy books he's got, they sell like hotcakes. And that's why he's got another one, because obviously they sell. So with these shorts that we're producing and the longer versions that we're producing, please, for the love of Dixie,
Amen.
become a keyboard gorilla. Come on our rides. Come on, let's do it.
Good. Thank you, Paul.
And I won't bother you to death. And if you don't have a social media account, fine, make one. Make one just for SCV stuff, whatever. I don't care which one you're on, as long as you're posting. And so with that, I'll turn it back over. But I need 1,000 people. Do you hear me, people? I need 1,000 people. That's it.
I did it.
I know
And-
you do it.
And the good thing about it is it's real simple. You'll get an email from Paul saying this needs to be sent out, and all you got to do is just send it out. I mean, it's really very easy. But like I was saying, it gets our information out to the general public. So it is great.
It costs us absolutely nothing, and we can blanket. We can blanket and create trends if I have the sufficient number of people, because they're going to be reshared.
Absolutely.
And they're going to go all around. And, the multiplier factor that we've talked about so many times, we can do it. I mean, I know we can do it because I've done it with Shotwell.
Right.
10,000 people on X, about the same on Facebook. I know it can be done. I know you can build a large audience, and I know that there are people that are interested. So if you will come with me, just trust me. I'm not going to do you wrong. I'm going to get that. I'll get it together for you, and just work with me, please. I can't do what they ask me to do if I can't get.
Good enough. Thank you.
I know you're
Thank
trying.
you, Paul. And I appreciate this is a great way of moving information out from us to the general public. So folks, let's get this going. Ron, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes too, just like Paul and Jason had. So I want you to tell us a little bit about the come up with 21st century heroes, and also a little bit about upcoming possibility of Confederate Legion training and why it's important. And as soon as you get through that, we all can go home.
All right. Well, I'm going to be real quick, but Past Commander-in-Chief Jason Boshers, I found mine. You still looking for yours, but I found mine.
I noticed you put that on in style.
All right. Well, look, to follow up on what and to emphasize what Paul said about the what I call keyboard warriors. He's calling them keyboard gorillas, whichever. There's an article, I believe it's on page 4 of the latest issue of the Confederate Legion newsletter that went out Wednesday, I believe. So, and it's a special message from Paul about the keyboard guerrillas, keyboard warriors. So be sure to take a look. I sent it out to like 4,500 people on our Confederate Legion list. So be sure to take a look at it. Hopefully it'll be on the Confederate Legion website, the newsletter. It's not posted. I just checked it before we came on air, but it's supposed to be posted maybe by the weekend when our webmaster gets a chance to get to it. But I do want to emphasize the fact that everything we're trying to do costs, not everything, but the advertising that we're trying to do costs money. We paid off the debt, the bank mortgage, so we've got a few $1,000s a month extra we can buy on. As the Commander-in-Chief has said, he's got some coming out in, did you say Chronicles? Are you looking at
Chronicles and New American?
A New American. So, and the New American should be out this month or
I think so.
So that's very important. These things are very costly. I would love to do an ad in the one we did. Oh goodness, I'm having
Epic Times.
Epic Times, that was about what, 8,000 or 26,000? I forget
about
now.
22,000, I believe.
22,000. So I would love to have enough money to do one touting our Forrest rebuttal. Responding to the ignorance of people who know nothing about the true history of General Forrest. And that would put us in front of a lot of people in Washington, as well as the conservative movement across the country. Also in the Confederate Legion newsletters, can you, Moose, put up my 5 points about one of the things we've got to do is reach out to the youth. Now, this is just some of the things that I said that we can do as Southerners. Take it down now. We're not going to read all of it, Moose, but I wanted people to take a look at your Confederate Legion newsletter. Oh, and by the way, I want to make an apology to the Commander-in-Chief. Jason and the commander knows that I've had a lot of things going on here on a personal level. And so when I put out the Confederate Legion newsletter, as soon as I hit send, and this happens a lot when you publish books, you publish a book and you proof it and you proof it and you proof it. And as soon as Shotwell sends me the book, I open it and the first thing I see is a glaring mistake that I did. What was there? So yes, the autocorrect got me wrong on the assassination spelling. I apologize, but it's in the Commander-in-Chief's comments, and I did it to him, so I owe him. But anyway, take a look at it, the newsletter. There's a lot of good information in there. There's things that we've got to do to reach the young people, because I don't know about y'all, but my twin brother's getting old and he's not going to be around forever, and we need to get the message to the youth, and there's ways that we can do it at the local level as well as the national advertisement that we need to do. So take a look at that a newsletter, and if I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that it'll be posted on the Confederate Legion News website by the weekend. It's already posted on the Kennedy Twins website. We do that because we can get that done in like 4 or 5 hours time, and we can get it posted. The official website, it takes a little longer. Now, it costs money. We still need people pushing the 21st century Confederate heroes. We need more people wearing their gewgaws at camp meetings, at division meetings, brigade meetings. We need to push this because we've got this Brooks Fund debt that we need to retire. And when we can get that retired, folks, we're going to have, as the old folks used to say, we're going to have gracious plenty advertising dollars to spend. And I believe we can figure out a way to spend them. And remember, we have to buy a lot of our publicity, but once we start on a massive effort buying this publicity, we're going to start getting free publicity when people like Newsmax and Fox News starts calling us and interviewing us and wanting to get our opinion of why we think that Bill O'Reilly is ignorant to historical facts when he's talking about General Nathan Bedford Forrest. So push your camps to join the Confederate Legion. We need 200 more so we can get our first volume done. Every camp in the Confederation needs to join, and we need more members joining up as well. And with that, I'm finished.
And that was join the 21st Century Confederate Heroes. And we also need people to join the
21st Century Confederate Heroes. I'm sorry.
Yes. All right. Well, gentlemen, I've held y'all on here almost 15 minutes over time, and I apologize. Not that I'm long-winded or anything, but it was Ron and Jason's fault. So, I'm very brief, and it's just a loss for words most of the time. So with that, I want to thank each of you here, and I want to thank on the road. I'm sure he's probably the listener or will listening, Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief Tony Griffin. We appreciate all that you are doing, Tony. You're an integral part of all that we've been talking about here, and I certainly appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to visiting with you this Friday and Saturday. And Jason, Ron, and Harrison, and Paul, thank y'all so much for all you do. I tell you, it's I'm on each one of you. I guarantee you, as soon as they double my salary, I'm gonna make sure that at least y'all give y'all a 50% increase in your salary too.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen. With that, I'm gonna turn it back over to our Deputy Chief of Heritage Promotion, Harrison Daws. And Harrison, we hope to see you this weekend also.
Looking forward to it, Commander. I ask that everybody please share this episode out so we can get it to as many people as possible. Like, follow, subscribe, whatever platform you're on. And make sure to tune in this Monday for SCV Chat. And we'll see you then. We want to thank our new Patreon member, Charles Lee Ray, for joining. And you'll see your name at the bottom of this episode. Thank you all. And remember to stay Southern.
Amen.